How's it going, everyone? Welcome to SQL Quest. SQL Quest is a tutorial series on SQL. I will be using MySQL, but you can use MS SQL, whatever dialect you like. Now, keep this in mind before we get started. SQL is a very comprehensive language. It's very easy and there's not much to it. If you follow through, or let's say if you follow along, it's going to be quite easy for you. Now, since this is a quest, we're at level 0 right now if you're watching this very first video, but hopefully by the end of the series you're at level 99 or like a legendary level or something like that. The most fundamental thing we're going to start off with is creating tables, and as I said, SQL is a very comprehensive language, so if I want to create a table, it's as easy as, create table name, column, and data type. Data types are, the type of data that's going to be stored into your database. And if you want me to go in depth into your explanation of databases and data types and rows and columns, let me know, and based on the reach I can do that, maybe another series or another dedicated episode. For now, let's create a zoo. So I'm going to outline the system of a zoo, not too much for now, but just the basics of a zoo. So zoo, also double line is a comment, is a single line comment, and if you do this right here, a slash and a star and a star and a slash, it's a multi-line comment. So it's very useful if you want to write comments while you're coding. Say you're putting in a formula and you want to remember what it is, it's very useful for that. So if I want to create a zoo, the very first thing a zoo is going to have is a ticket counter, right? And the next thing a zoo is going to have is animals, employees, I think that should be the basic. Should I put parts of zoo? Let's put parts of zoo, or areas of zoo. Sections is a much better word. Now let's get started and create the ticket counter. Now this is going to be a database. You're going to create a database for ticket counter. Create table. Then I need my table name. My table name is going to be ticket counter. And as you can see, create table, table name, column name, and the column data type, right? So it's going to be column name, type of ticket. I just call it ticket type. Now I'm going to make ticket type very simple, and I'm going to make it an integer, right? And name of the person, let's just say customer name. Ticket type, we did ticket type. Customer name, customer ID, this shall be int as well. Entry type, sorry, I got stuck over there. I was just thinking if entry type is necessary, but yeah, I don't think I need an entry type. These 3 columns are enough for me. Now if I click run, you should see it does not run. Why? Create table ticket counter. Oh, sorry, because my schema is called zoo. I'm gonna tell, if I just say create table ticket counter, it does not know where my table is supposed to go. I'll have to put my ticket counter table into my schema called zoo. So zoo.ticket counter, and now it's going to run. As you can see, it says over there, it ran with not a cross but a check mark, so that means you don't have any error in your code. So that's for creating tables. Now let's just create another table so that you get used to it as well. If you want to code along to this, you're very welcome, and I think it's best if you code along to it. Create table animals, sorry, zoo dot animals, right? Animal ID, animal name, animal's gonna have ID, animal's gonna have name, animal is gonna have a section. On what section of zoo I'm supposed to put it? I think this can be multiple sections. Oh, just one section is enough. Animal section. Let's just make that in. Now let's create another table. Employees. These are the employees of my zoo. Very simple, this one as well. Employee ID, which is an int. Employee name. Let's give them a salary. Oh, sorry. The reason you're seeing a red mark over there, or the red underline, is because I did not specify the data type. I will get in depth into data types and all that jazz later on. Right? Let's make this a float. No, just keep it simple, make it int. I will get into all that soon. Right? For now, this episode is just for you to understand the most fundamental, that is creating tables and inserting values into tables, so that you have a database with a table and some values in the table. Maybe when I do my second episode, I'm going to be explaining, what schemas are. So you probably don't know what this zoo thing over here is. I'll explain that. I'll explain what we can get to views, stored procedures, and functions later on. I think in the next episode, I'll be explaining what this zoo is right there, how to create many zoos, or like a plane or whatever jazz you want to create. Right, employee salary, that's an int, and the sections of zoo. Zoo dot section. Right, I think the section of a zoo is going to be very small. I don't need to put much into it. I just need section name, and then before I put the section name, let's just put section ID. That's an int. Right, now I have my 4 tables right there. What's that? Okay, I have 4 of my tables right there for a basic zoo, a zoo database or a zoo schema. Now if I run that, something went wrong. What went wrong? Ticket counter. Oh, it already exists. Also, if you get an error, right, you can check the response or the error message to see what the error is instead of being very bamboozled. Another way to run SQL queries, if you don't want to run the whole file, so if you press run, it's going to run the whole file. But if you select a couple of statements and then hit run, it's going to run only those statements. So that's I think that's a good thing to know. So I have a bunch of tables now, and I want to insert values into these tables. Right, so if I want to view the table, right, this is the most basic command in SQL, and I will talk about this command more. Right, if I need to query a data, a bunch of data from a database, my most common statement is going to be select star from table name. Star means all. Yeah, instead of star you can specify the column names as well, but star is going to give you the entire table, right? Select star from zoo.ticketCounter. So the database name dot table name. If I select from it, you can see my output has the columns I created, ticket type, customer name, and the customer ID, right? But it does not have any value in it. Now let's say I want to insert, now let's just go backwards, right? Let's start inserting the data into the database and backwards. So I'll insert values into section first, then I'll insert values into employee. I spelled it wrong. It's okay. I'll insert values into animals, and then finally the customer is going to buy the ticket. So it's going to go into a ticket counter. All right, let me just comment that out for now. Yeah, insert value into sections. So if you want to insert your values into your table name, this is how you're going to do it. Insert into table. Now I specify the table name here, zoo dot tickets. Sorry, I said section in it. Zoo dot section. Now I specify the column names, section ID, and then section name. Then I specify the values. My section is 1 and my section name is, let's say, ice. Isn't table supposed to be there? Sorry, yeah. So the most, I'm just gonna go here. You can find all of the scripts in a GitHub link. I will put the link in the description. So that's for creating the table, and if I want to insert values into the table, it's insert into table name, right, column 1 up until column n, and then values, value 1 up until value n. So what this is going to do is, for the first column I'm going to put the first value, and for the nth column I'm going to put the nth value. That's why you're supposed to put insert into table name, specify the columns, and so you know that the value is going into this column, and then you put the value name, right? So insert into zoo dot section, section ID, section name, and the values are going to be, section ID is 1 and my first value is ice. If I run that, you can see it ran. Now let me view my table or query my table. Select star from zoo dot section. I run that. Now you see I created a table called zoo.section, and it's with section ID and section name, and I insert values into it, and the values are 1 and ice. Okay. Now let's put an employee, and this employee is going to check the ticket at the ticket counter. Right, now let's just do that. Insert into table name. I spelled it wrong, so I have to be careful with my spelling, so I'm just gonna copy that right there so that I don't make any mistakes or I don't get any errors. EMPID, employee name, employee salary, my values. What are my values? Let's just call this guy 101. Sam. Oh, it's an int. Let's just say he makes 10 grand. Right. I'm not gonna select it because I know for a fact that it's gonna go in there. But if you really want to see it, then let's just, let me just select it one last time and then copy that, paste that, run that query. There you go. Now Sam is our employee. Now since Sam is our employee, I forget to add an animal, so that I need the customer to buy a ticket to see one animal. Since my section name is ICE, it's going to be a penguin, so let's add a penguin. Insert into animals. Now this is right, what is it? Animal ID, animal type, animal section. Animal ID is 1000. My penguin is all my penguins have an ID of 1000. That's what I decided. And my animal type is going to be penguins. Oh, that's all right. Animal section, my animal section is going to be section is 1, and I cut that out and put animal type, animal name, animal section. There you go, that's my animal. And then finally my customer is gonna come and look at the penguin I have in the zoo. Insert into ticket counter. What did I? Ticket type, customer name, customer ID. Ticket type, customer name, customer ID. My ticket type is an int. Is it an int? My ticket type is an int indeed. So my ticket type is 1. 1 can be something else later on. We'll just have to define it. Let's say 1 is single, right? A single ticket. My customer name is my customer ID 01, first customer. There you go. Now if I select all my tables at once, oh by the way, if I refresh this, right, and I go there, you can see all my employees, all the tables in my zoo. So let's select star from zoo.animals, right? Select star from zoo.employee. That's a spelling mistake, don't get me on that. Select star from zoo.section, star from zoo.ticket counter. Select that, run that. Wait, really? Oh, it's showing over there. Nothing in animals. Did I not add an animal? Well, go on. Oh, it didn't add. Unknown column, animal name. Did I type it wrong? Animal ID, animal type. Ah, right. That's on my, okay, let's say that's my animal type, which is a penguin. Animal ID is 1000. Animal section is 1. Animal ID, animal type. Right. Let me just add my penguin into it. Now I select everything. Now you can see I have 4 tables. I have one animal, that's a penguin. I have one employee taking care of the penguin and working on the ticket counter. This is my section. My penguin is stored in section 1, and the section 1 is known as ice. And a customer bought a ticket to see the penguin. So that is quest 1. I hope you guys learned something. This is my very first video as well, so please like and subscribe. I should probably write down a script so that it is more structured, because we are talking about structured query languages. It is what it is. Right, so hope you guys enjoyed. In the next video I will explain what schemas are, what zoo is, right? And if you really want to install an SQL script editor or code editor, SQL code editor, I will show you how to install and set up SQL. And we shall go in depth into all the select statements. So that's about it for today's video. Hope you guys have fun.